Hi, my name is Ronnie and I'm from Indonesia. I live in Jakarta and I've been working with Chen Yang for almost 2 years now. I'm a mum of two and it's just been an incredible journey. So let's stick around.
Cool. So let's start with before you joined. What were you mainly struggling with? What was your fitness journey like?
So I actually wasn't new to training and fitness, but I was on a program, on a lifting program. Technically, I was still quite new, but I definitely had difficulty with the nutrition side of it and not understanding like the macro breakdowns that would work for me, how to build muscle. And I just felt like I needed a lot more guidance.
And I think, there are a lot of limiting beliefs that a lot of women have with perhaps the age or being moms and just not having the time. How did you navigate it all? And how did you sort of view fitness after joining with all that into account?
For sure, there's always the belief that women are going to get bulky. And I'm definitely, in my sort of circle of friends, a lot of them were quite shocked when I told them that I was going to start lifting weight. It's always like, aren't you afraid you're going to be bulky like a man? And obviously I'd read up on that and it's not true. And I know because of my age, because I'm nearly 50, it's essential for me to lift weights in order to strengthen my bones, which is something that probably a lot of women don't realize. And I'm fortunate in the sense that even though I started late, because my kids are already overseas and I do have a lot more free time, and it's just something that I find actually beneficial, not only health-wise, but also for me mentally. And to be able to work with you, it just gave me more focus, which is something that I didn't quite have beforehand.
And I know that, especially in the last year, we've had a lot of changes in your life, a lot of traveling. And I think that's always something that really stumps a lot of women because we have that all or nothing mindset, right? Where it's like, well, in the next few months, I've got all these different plans going on, so I couldn't possibly make progress. Since working together, how has that mindset changed for you?
Oh, it's like, a complete 180 because it's like you said, I guess I'm that type A person, I've got to get everything done a certain way. And if I don't do it, I feel disappointed with myself. And working with you, it's something that is surprising because you would think at my age, it's like, something that we've dealt with and we're kind of a little bit more sort of experienced. But no, it's like something just kind of clicks into place and I'm able to let go of this all or nothing mindset. And like you said, this past year, I have been traveling so much. Things have come up, and travel has been like long distance. So I'm having to deal with jet lag, time zone differences, and just overall fatigue. And then sudden changes in my plans. And we were going through a cut when this was happening.
Different food, not tracking.
Yeah, and I did have some doubts if I was going to have a successful cut, because I'm always like, if I have a goal in mind, I really want to achieve it. But I kind of just went with the flow and you were, encouraging me, like there's some things that we just can't control. But the needle kept moving downwards, which was fantastic. And I didn't feel terrible when I wasn't able to hit my macros for the day because I didn't have kitchen scales and I was traveling. But with what you have taught me, that even if I am out and you get to a certain point where you kind of know what it is that you have to focus on, like on your plate, like protein first and then vegetables and other carbs and then a little bit of fat. So that's been an educational journey for me and something that I truly appreciate.
Honestly, it makes me so proud to have seen this last year because I think that is when you've really got this fitness journey as a lifestyle unlock, because when you can navigate it whilst traveling, whilst not having perfect nutrition, whilst having meals out with a family, all sorts of things, that's when okay, it really is just intuitive now. I actually am empowered with knowledge rather than just simply blindly following a plan.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, because the number of injuries I think I've had this past year is ridiculous. And it's the same thing that just happens again, and basically training is my happy place, right? So when I'm not able to train, I just kind of sit there and just, wonder, am I losing my gains? Is everything going backwards now? But I'm not anymore because, I had that sudden tweaking of my back and I couldn't train at all. And I still have the tennis elbow and not being able to do upper body for the longest time, but I still made progress. So thrilled about that.
And if there's one thing you could say to someone who's maybe on the fence of joining, but perhaps a bit scared due to finances, maybe it's commitment, because that's also so scary, but even just
Yeah.
taking that first step mentally, what would you tell them having been through this journey?
Okay. In terms of money, I would say check your daily spending. How much are you spending on your Starbucks? How much are you spending on like the things that you don't really need? And if you add them all up, would it not actually be a lot better to use it for something that is actually good for you? And, you know, it's an investment in yourself. You honestly cannot go wrong. And for sure, you know, it's how you use your money. And I think that it's not only the fitness aspect, the mental aspects, it's priceless. And like you said, it is a lifestyle now. I know that going forward, you know, what actually makes me really happy is that because my daughter is 21 and she also enjoys training, and she kind of started to lift weights because I was lifting weights. And, you know, I'm thrilled because this is something that if you start young, it becomes a part of you and it doesn't become a burden. I know commitment sometimes for those people who aren't really into exercising, take the first step. It's not like a finite journey where you reach a goal and that's it. It's not. You're going to carry on and embrace it, and it will be a part of your daily routine and habit.
Since getting on this journey, how do you now feel about your body, your confidence, you know, the way that you even speak to yourself, especially now having done your first photo shoot?
Okay. We were all nervous, you know, I mean, it's to be expected, but the relief, the pride that I have in terms of confidence as well. And I am proud of the achievements. I mean, physically, yes, that's the one that everybody sees. But I think what is more important is the mental for me, because every woman goes through points in their lives where they feel that they're not good enough. They're always picking themselves apart. And even though nobody is ever perfect and you have flaws, but we learn to embrace them. And I feel like I have grown in that way. Who would have thought at this later stage in life? But, you know, there's always room for improvement, 1% better every day. And I'm just so glad to have met you.
Yeah, me too.
It's not just a fitness journey, it's a life-changing one for me. And I just feel more confident. I'm so much happier. Mentally, I'm in a better place as well. And I hope that, you know, if I'm also happy and that kind of shows in the things that I say to people, I hope that I can at least, you know, spread that positivity around as well.
Cool. And to wrap up, is there anything else that you'd like to say that you just want to leave off with?
Go sign up. Honestly, if you don't, you're missing out.
I make you look 30 years younger as well.
Yeah, I tell you, confidence boosting, and it's like a sisterhood. So it's not like your basic, you know, program fitness and just nutrition. No, it's more than that. Honestly, you just got to dive head first, really. It's worth the investment.
Thank you so much. Aww.